Hi, this is Gail Purith, and I want to share a devotion with you called Six Types of Liars that are identified in 1 John. 1 John lists these six. First, people claiming to have fellowship with Jesus but walking in the darkness. That's chapter 1, verse 6. Ephesians 5, 6 through 16 also explains the contrast between worldly darkness and Christian light. The second type of liar identified in 1 John is people who claim they have sinned because haven't sinned because they've redefined sin according to culture, not according to God. And in the process, what they're really doing is calling God a liar. This is 1 John, the first chapter, verse 10. The third type of people who God calls liars in 1 John are people who claim to know Jesus but don't obey him. This is in the second chapter, the fourth verse. Jesus tells us in John 14:21 and 15:10 that those who love him obey his commands. The fourth type of liar identified in 1 John are people who claim to walk in the light while hating their brothers. This is talked about in the second chapter, the 9th verse, and also in the fourth chapter, the 20th verse. If we can't love Christians from different backgrounds, denominations, races, and cultures, we don't know Christ. The fifth type of person called a liar in 1 John is people who say they love God but really love the world, and they're talked about in the second chapter, the 15th verse. You know, there's only room for one master in our life, and we're told that in Matthew 6:24. Whoever masters us, that's who we will live for, and of course Christians want Christ to be our master. The sixth type of liar described in 1 John are people who deny Jesus is the Christ, the Messiah, the God incarnate. This is the second chapter, verse 22. And this, of course, is the biggest lie of all. So, dear Christians, be able to identify these types of liars and be sure that you don't become one. Let's stand firm against these lies.